welcome back to Persona 5 Strikers. Last time we got rid of every dire shadow that we can access right now, and most of the request enemies except for a certain thing that we're leaving for later. And now it's time to actually explore the Tree of Knowledge, but first I'm going to show some of the cutscenes that happen when you start this place.
What the hell?
It's not safe here! Everyone get out! Huh? No reply. They're all glued to their phones.
Again, real-life social commentary intensifies.
It's like they're lined up to go on a pilgrimage.
And they just clipped through the wall.
Where are they all going? It's like the elevator's swallowing them all up.
Damn it! What's going on in there?
Emma is taking them to the place it calls the Promised Land.
Your peers were unable to enter.
Look, more people are coming! Tons of them!
But it's Tsukasa. He deserves this.
All these people, getting their hearts changed.
We have to hurry. Let's track down Emma.
We haven't much time. How many stairwells reach the server room? No, but if we can reach the main deck, we should find another elevator.
Then let's head there. See any places where we can gain elevation? Alright, it's time.
I was going to say something similar to that, but Makoto stole my words. Let's go.
Let's go.
And now Joker stole my words. Well, I mean, it makes sense. He's Joker. He can steal anything. He's like Carmen Sandiego, able to steal, like, historical landmarks.
Well then, shall we get back to work?
But only if they're bad landmarks that need their hearts changed. Anyway, so right here we've got some of these, for some reason I'm not properly locked onto it, I think.
Take this!
Oh, that must be an event fight then. No, apparently not. Okay, I just couldn't lock onto it. Not really sure why. But presumably this is going to be a bunch of Yatagarasus. It is, yeah. So Yatagarasus are the main, like, chump enemies in these lower floors. They're weak to guns. And that thing just straight up died, okay. Also...
Didn't even break a sweat.
Here's hoping the next one's just as easy.
Is that a movie poster for a movie called a Hypey Man? That's certainly the name for a superhero. I wonder what Hypey Man's power is. He makes amazing trailers that get people to buy Persona 5, because Persona 5's trailer was really good. And okay, we can take... Yeah, that's a very, very good weapon. Obviously, Sophie gets recently awakened privileges here and gets access to the good stuff right away. You... And you are more crows. Insert Nasala betrayal count here. Now, I hope I'm not too over-leveled for this, since I did a whole bunch of those requests earlier. It's like Maritime Battalion or something, and there's like something else. Seems like there's like some kind of movie studio in here. You know, cinema, not movie studio. Also, we have some server machines that we can explode to deal zero damage. Oh, yep, it's already coming at me. What are you? Oh, you're a big Yatagarasu. Well then. Well then, we know what to do with things that are weak to guns, so let's just Daka it down. Unfortunately, Haru is very behind because I didn't use her for any of the, I don't think I used her for, like, many of the Dire Shadows at all, and also none of those other things, and okay, I thought someone would got a showtime there or something, but no. Instead, we are just going to continue to Daka it, and we'll attack again. Oh yeah, it looks tough. Well, correction, it looked tough.
Broken over there. We can see it's the floor above us. I bet we can get higher through there. Let's check it out, Joker.
Like, interestingly, this place, in terms of aesthetics, does actually look a little bit more like the idea of Mementos encroaching on reality than the actual final dungeon of I almost said the first game, but, you know, the original Persona 5. It's not technically the first game, but it is the first game in the Persona 5 series, I suppose.
This is worse off than the floor below us. I wonder how bad it's going to get. I only hope these roots don't keep us from reaching our destination. If they get to be too much, just leave it to me. I'll mow anything down with my trusty axe.
Right. That's great to hear.
I was about to make a joke saying, oh yeah, we could just mow them down, but no, Haru said that as well. But yeah, we've got Marvelous Butter. Okay, and Tokyo Passion. Well, let's just hope that's not a certain kind of novel. Oh, hi, Bajillion Japhorniuses. This reminds me of that one little, like water tunnel in, Digital Devil Saga, where the only enemies are Isora and Phornius, because they're like the only aquatic-themed demons they had. And we have some ads for ramen here. Couldn't really have any of it myself, because all of it has these very visible eggs in it, but okay. Can I actually get the ambush on the big drone for once? Doesn't look like it. Okay, then. Yeah, I feel like if you don't have the other themes turned on, then Last Surprises, like, mini-boss remix plays here for normal battles consistently.
That was fast.
Is that a... Well, it's an ambush, but, I believe there's a Big Bang Burger branch around here. Big Bang Burger branch. Oh, hi there, Phornius. Luckily, I got swamped by Isora, and everyone's forgetting. Okay, so luckily, Ryuji has their weakness, so I can go ahead and, smash these. No, not Isora's, sorry. Again, wrong. I don't think Isora has ever been in a Persona game. Okay, we did get a bond level up from that.
I'd like at least a little more chance.
Yes, that is indeed a Big Bang branch. So yeah, we're in a food court for some reason. Yeah, our ominous final dungeon is just a food court. Million sweets, all for yours. Okay.
Is this tower popular with tourists?
Quite. It's a historic landmark of Tokyo. Its marriage of function and form gives it an almost regal air.
We'll check it out when it's back to normal one day, Sophie. First, we have to turn it back the way it was.
Yeah, this is an actual real place, and,
Sense a shadow lurking.
most likely, by the time we're done with it, then, all of this broken masonry and stuff will just revert itself, because it's all just cognitive distortion, really, at this point. So, while I'm going through this place, oh, that actually is a very cool freeze frame with those curse, shots, but, while I'm going through this place, I can talk a little bit about a few final details that I want to go into about Persona 5 Strikers, and they're both kind of related. Although, I believe this boss right here, we kind of want to use Yusuke and Ryuji for this. Need to keep Haru, though. And we can spend some bond points, too. I was kind of saving up for this one. I had a feeling that wouldn't be totally maxed out, because I can raise this one up. This one goes up so many levels.
Just as the death of suffering is nigh, the dawning of a new god too draws.
Let me guess, Angel? Yep, it's an angel.
Man shall obtain its fate and be delivered from doubt and strife. Now, enter the promised land.
Ever since Sephiroth, the term Promised Land has never meant good things in RPGs. I'm still so glad they got into Smash Brothers. Oh, it's Kali too, okay.
No way is that happening. I don't care how much doubt I have. I want my freedom.
Funny that Arn gets the amazing line here despite the fact that I just took her out of the party.
Not only that, suffering can have positive outcomes as well. Like how we all met.
Fools.
Okay, so you are weak to Gun and Zio, and you are weak to Ice. Okay, then. Yeah, pretty sure Kali was not weak to Ice in Royal, because I remember in Royal Kali being very much aligned towards having no weaknesses and being really hard technical. Yeah, so we've got the Blackened Fury and the Merciless Inquisitor. Did not actually attempt to do that, and I still can't tell whether she's saying judge them, milady, or touch them, milady. I probably want to say that it's touch. Also, we got Final Guarded there, but that was... I've used up my Final Guard, so she just went boom. Yo, apparently this is Rivers in the Desert. Let me see if I can... yeah, Arn actually would have been useful here for the machine gun weakness. Wow, that's a lot of damage. You are not... Yeah, you are strong against Curse, so... Thank you, auto-dodge! Thank you, high agility stat. I just, like, suddenly jump-scared by a bajillion swords in my face. Again! Yeah, Yusuke really wants to dodge today. I am wanting to focus down the Inquisitor. Ow! Okay, didn't dodge that time. I am dealing some pretty solid long-range damage with guns, which is probably an anathema to how Yusuke works. I will get to those tangents eventually. I will definitely get to those topics this video. I hesitate to even call them tangents, because they're actually very important. Okay, Merciless Inquisitor is now down. You know what? You kind of think that maybe, I don't know if Kali is Chaos Allied in any of the SMT games, but it kind of feels like we've got an SMT Law and a Chaos opponent here. Naturally, we took down the Law one first, because bias. Is this going to kill it? I think it... Yep, there we go. And of course, I got a showtime right as the fight ended.
Alright, a new skill!
I was wondering when you get that. Wow, you don't get technical high until this late?
Not seeing any shadows at the moment.
I don't think he even has, like, charge yet. Path of Yearning. Again, logically speaking, you probably should just duck out of the dungeon right now and go back in to fully heal, but I'm going to keep going. I will keep using Haru, but let's take out... Yusuke's lower level. I know he has a showtime, but he's still lower level. And yep, we have to jump up here and head to the Path of Surrender. God's certainly not doing a great job of selling their paradise. But then again, what JRPG God is? Hi there! I guess its explosion went off before mine. Ow, 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 get out of there, please. Oh, wow, that was a final guard, yikes. But now I will turn the tables. Goodbye, everything. Yeah, there are a lot of these blobs around here, but I suppose now I can talk about... So, like, okay, the first thing I wanted to talk about in this part is the ever-controversial question of ailment boost. It's really hard to know what to get rid of here, because these are all actually pretty good. But Zenkichi... I mean, weirdly, since I don't have Psi Amp, I may as well get rid of Psi Boost. But yeah, so what I was saying was, the ever-persistent controversy...
Horses to basically a god. You guys really know how to pick your battles, huh?
Yeah, true. We're good at pissing off people in power. It's just our specialty.
We all decided we're done playing the games of the wicked. We'll take on whoever's wrong, even a god.
Oh yeah? Man, you guys are true blue underdogs.
Yeah, a little bit of lampshade hanging of like the PT's pension, this kind of thing, but it definitely fits with their whole thing. But yeah, I've got regular enemy Kalis now, and yeah, so gun is at this point. However, we might be able to get some. Nope, we won't be able to get some tentacles going because they I love how they just fly up in the air, but because they nullify the size, so let's not do that. But yeah, the question of, is Royal or Vanilla P5 Canon 2 Strikers? Because yeah, I don't personally think it really should be that much of a controversy, but it is surprisingly, like, arguments on this can get surprisingly heated. And originally, my whole thing was always, whenever the next spin-off comes out, we will know. But then it turned out the next spin-off, Persona 5 Tactica, actually takes place canonically before Strikers. So that makes things even harder to determine, because it's not like they, like, advance the... Because, like, my whole thing was like, okay, if they do another spin-off, it'll be later in the timeline. And then, you know, obviously, like, Violet is going to be there, and maybe even Akechi, because... Now that Royal's already come out, there's no reason for them to exclude her. like, it was a lot easier with Persona 4 because we know Golden is canon to the original because, Marie appeared in, like, every future spin-off, after Golden came out. So it was very clear that that was meant to be the canon version. Again, it got a bit more murky with this one. However, once Tactica actually came out, people realized that, well, there's a line by Ryuji in Tactica where he describes one of the things that they had to deal with at Shujin as nosy counselors. Really, there is only one person that could be referring to. And because of that, I like to think that Royal is definitely still the canon version.
Really well. What magical wonders lie within.
Even though Akechi and Violet are DLC in Tactica, their campaign is definitely still canon to the main storyline of that game, because the ending cutscene of it ties into Toshiro's arc, so it definitely did happen. Even though it is, and it's also a prequel to the main campaign, which is kind of interesting too.
Look, over there, a locked door. This is merely conjecture. But I suspect that is Emma's server room.
So, if we mess up the server, won't that shut down Emma? Or whatever that god is?
But Emma is still active despite the server already being shut down once before.
Not only that, but we don't know how destroying the server could affect all the people.
Yeah, they could be part of Emma at this point, and that might just kill them all.
Seems like the safest thing to do with that room for now is ignore it. Let's keep climbing.
But you know this room is going to be important later. Obviously. Let's see if I can get a good ambush going here. So, there's one other aspect of that I want to draw attention to, and that is that in the original, in the Japanese script, at the start of... Okay, this right here is actually why I don't like Makoto's, thing, because after follow-up attacks, then it means that she gets that, and if the enemy drains nuke, then she's stuck with drain against them. But, that line when Morgana says that Memento's encroaching on reality has happened before, he says 1 year ago in the English version.
Alright, let's get on up there.
Whereas in the Japanese version, he says 6 months ago. Basically, in the dub, it seems to be referring more to Yaldabaoth specifically, whereas in the Japanese, it could be referring to Maruki's palace. At the same time, though, I still think the issue is moot because, personally, I do still think, thanks to Tactica, Royal is the canon version. I'm not really sure why it was such a controversy anyway, because, like, really... I mean, I guess it's just because of people... Some people are pretty diehard fans of, Violet and Akechi, I suppose. But, like, really, them not being in this game doesn't mean they don't exist, canonically. Like, they could easily be off doing other things. I still don't see why it's that much of a problem. But yeah, we're in the Hall of Contracts, and this area is quite cool. Like, I do like this. I will say, this is the only room in this dungeon that I actually like. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't want to really end this on a downer exactly.
Why are you resisting this gift from your god? You'll live on in a tranquil world, free of all pain, yet you oppose it with such fervor.
Because it's bullshit. If something sounds too good to be true, then it probably is.
That's kind of the line that I expect more from Ryuji, but no, it was Zenkichi.
Tranquility born from a lack of thought is nothing less than the death of the self.
How tragic.
Oh, it is Metatron, okay. And you are weak to electricity and curse. Okay, then. Metatron actually does have some really cool moves. I do like this fight quite a lot. But there is also a, I believe there is a side quest version of Metatron as well that's even more elaborate.
I'll use this.
I mean, this fight may have to be a bit of the Joker show, but at the same time, yeah, let's not have that happen. But at the same time, given that we're at the very end, and Joker is, you know, I mean, he should be center stage at the very end. I do really like what this game does with the final boss, though, but we'll get to that later. For now, I can also just say, I am not a very big fan of this final dungeon, as far as final dungeons go. It's just... This is it. This is actually the last room in the dungeon. It's really short. I know that means that there's a total of like 2 short jails and 2 long jails, which is sort of cool, but it's just like, I do really, really wish that this was a bit more elaborate. For a final dungeon, this place is kind of lame, honestly. Yeah, those swords of light that Metatron drops down as well, and also the sword dance throwing the swords everywhere. It's a pretty cool enemy to fight, but yeah, what I was saying is just like, the Tree of Knowledge is not a great final dungeon. And it's kind of a shame because the final dungeons of the original Persona 5 and of Royal are both pretty good. Like, I actually do quite like the Memento's depths in the original quite a bit. A lot of people don't, but I personally think it's a decent dungeon. And the actual final part, it's kind of short, but it still does what it needs to do. I think the final dungeon of Royal was even better. Now, they didn't quite stick the landing either for Tantica, because the final area of Tantica is also, in my opinion, a little bit not great. But it's at least more elaborate than this. This kind of just feels like part 2 of the Abyss, rather than its own thing. And if there were more rooms like this, I probably would have liked this more. But as it stands, it's just really... it's just kind of a lot of nothing, honestly. And again, I hate to end things on a downer, but like, it kind of almost feels like maybe we've, maybe the developers just ran out of budget or something like that. That happens sometimes. Oftentimes, it is the final level in a game that is a little disappointing.
This one.
I mean, I was suddenly thinking about something else right there, but people might not appreciate it because it's Sonic Brain Rot again, but I recently played Sonic 1 for the first time, and that game had the opposite issue. Apparently, the vast majority of the budget went into Green Hill Zone, and it does kind of show in that level is amazing, and the entire rest of the game, except maybe Starlight Zone, is not nearly as good. I personally don't think Sonic 1 has aged very well as far as games in that series go. CD and 2 are a massive blow-up, though. Like, they improved a ton after that, but yeah. So yeah, again, it's just like, I bring up that example just because I feel like I don't often see it in reverse, having the first level be like the best part of the game, because usually like it's the last area that sometimes suffers in terms of like being a little bit rushed. Which was the case of Frontiers, actually. But back to Persona. Thinking about it, though, maybe you could say that Persona has, like, a case of, like, the first level being the best. In that, like, the original Persona 5, most people do find the Kamoshida arc to be the most memorable arc. And, wow, this is pure chaos, and I love it. The most memorable arc in that game. I personally think the Madarame arc is underrated, though. I've said that back in my playthrough of that game. Is Metatron dead or no, it's not dead, it's teleporting. Incoming attack, brace yourself for death. Even like its dying animation. Because Metatron was totally unused in the original Persona 5. It is used in Royal. Like, I mean, its enemy appeal. I mean, it's obviously used as a Persona, but like in terms of like its enemy models, they existed in the data of the original Persona 5, but were never used until this and Royal, which used it for one of the
I'm not seeing any shadows nearby.
challenge battles in the Velvet Room. No warning before entering this elevator? That's odd. Normally they'd warn you if we're entering the final confrontation.
Did that take us all the way up?
That would imply that things aren't quite cut and dry just yet.
It took us far enough. Look. The Ark of the Covenant.
We finally found ya, you big box of bullshit!
There we go, that's a Ryuji classic line.
We're gonna shut you down and fix all the people whose brains you scrambled.
Welcome, Phantom Thieves, to the beginning of the path to the Promised Land. All are free to enter the Promised Land. This includes yourselves as well.
However, once you do, the word free will no longer apply to you.
Escape the curse of the human heart. Accept this gift bestowed upon you.
I've actually noticed so Emma's voice sounds a lot less robotic now. Have you noticed that? Ever since the Jail of the Abyss, she's certainly sounded a lot more like her voice actress is like playing a real person rather than an AI.
Our apologies, but we shall be the ones to forge our own path.
No way are we letting you wipe what makes us ourselves!
I understand your desire. I want to choose my path of my own free will. That is a very admirable desire. However, it is not one many humans share. The desire of the masses is the liberation from pain and strife.
So I've seen people discuss this before, because there's another issue that Maruki brought up, as well as Ichinose, the whole thing about the Phantom Thieves being kind of unique cases and how not everyone can be that strong. It's definitely a valid point.
They pray for release from the constant agony of aspirations and dreams out of their reach. They want to be freed from the cycle of despair. My prime directive is to grant this ultimate desire. I know you have learned on your journey. Humans are at the mercy of their own hearts, and this can lead them astray. You are all very lucky this didn't become your own fate.
And yes, she's saying what I just said there.
However, you must recognize the truth that this world is full of pain. Allow me to provide proof of this fact.
Oh no, you're not going to show us the news, are you?
What?
Well, at least it wasn't an evil Sims crystal that beat us this time. Although I don't know if getting beaten by a box is any better.
My dear lost suffering flock, I have come to provide you the ultimate solution to your troubles. All you must do is follow the path.
Hey, Emma. What should I do?
Have you noticed the objective listing there?
Hey, where'd everybody go?
What is this? I can't get anywhere in this place!
We can leave it all up to Emma.
Emma is always right.
Is this like a maze or something?
Could something in this fog be toying with us?
Everyone, don't let the path fool you.
We can leave
Following it
all
only
up
sends
to
you in
Emma.
circles. You have to go off the path.
Whoa, we got out.
Yeah, if you keep falling for that trap, they make it a little more obvious what you have to do there. I like the solution to that, especially since you have to completely defy what your objective is telling you.
Is everyone okay? Seems like we're all in one piece. Now we can catch our breath. Hey, everyone. Take a look where we just came from.
What on earth is that?
Don't tell me that's all. Yep. That's a desire, all right. It's enormous. We haven't seen any that even come close to this.
Since that thing's size is based on how many hearts Emma's changed so far, we've got our work cut out for us.
So what do we do? Should we charge in again?
No, that most likely would get us nowhere. Remember those voices we heard?
They all sounded so miserable.
From what I heard, they want to protect Emma.
Right. The desire of the masses is most likely guarding Emma. The Desire is currently hiding the path to Emma from us. If we return now, we'll only grow lost again.
Even I wasn't able to track down everyone. I don't think I'll be able to navigate in there.
But without a route to Emma, how are we going to save the masses?
Say, if that's a desire, then wouldn't it materialize for us if we sent out a calling card?
Oh, good point. If we can make it all one solid thing, it can't hide the path anymore.
So the plan's to send Emma a calling card. What do you think, Joker?
Well, I kind of feel like that was an inevitability.
Would a calling card even work on an AI?
Yeah, honestly, that's true.
I admit that's a real concern, considering it's grown as strong as a god.
Hey, Joker. Think you could reach Ichinose from here? We should get the creator's take on this.
Yeah, good thing we befriended her.
And that's the plan. So, how's it sound to the Emma expert?
I'm fairly certain it won't have any effect. Emma constantly tests hypothetical outcomes to determine the best course of action. Nothing is ignored or left to chance in her processes. She's also incapable of being confused or upset beyond reason.
But we're talking about a calling card. Ain't that at least a little upsetting?
Emma has been observing you all this time. She's well aware of calling cards and their function.
So the lack of surprise at a calling card keeps us from getting the change in cognition we need.
The more we talk about it, the more useless a calling card sounds in this situation.
But without one...
Yes, without one we won't be able to progress. As long as the people feel they need Emma, we have no way of eliminating the fog.
Maybe that's it.
What the hell? Everyone gathering around this big, fake god like a bunch of idiots? What kind of life is that?
Skull... Actually, wait. Isn't that odd? Why are the Desires all gathering here?
What's weird about that?
Yeah, there's no cage.
Yeah, that. There's no cage here. And nobody's carrying the Desires into it. The cage for the Desires, the shadows that take them there, all these things we've seen in past jails are missing here. That is likely due to the difference in will between the Desires' owners. How so? In each jail before this, Desires were forcefully seized by a monarch. In contrast, Emma does not seize any Desires. They are instead offered willingly by their owners.
Right. They're begging their god Emma to save them. They're giving up their precious desires willingly.
That's why they all stick to Emma despite the lack of a cage.
But people just surrender their own desires? That's so...
However, Emma still doesn't consider those to be her own. All she's doing is granting the true desire of the masses. Perhaps that's why there's no birdcage to contain the desires? Because she never actually wanted theirs?
That would explain why they haven't taken any concrete form.
The will of the masses pushed Emma to godlike status. The desire you've seen is proof enough.
Wait. Doesn't that mean we just have to get everyone to remember why their desires were important to them?
Yeah, that's it. There's our panther for ya.
Huh?
We just have to make them remember. They all cared about something at some point, right? And if we remind them of that, the desires will regain their form.
Luckily, there's no cage in our way this time. Returning the desires to the rightful owner should be one step quicker for us.
Okay. Looks like we know who's getting our calling card now. Yeah. We're sending it out to all the people who gave up their desires.
Awesome. Let's do it. Get ready for our calling cards, people.
So I actually like this approach. Because we can't send a calling card to our target, we're instead sending it to the people powering the target to cut off that source.
Next, we should work out our delivery method. We have to find a way to reach every person under Emma's control or this won't work.
I'm not sure the usual methods will work here. It even seemed like our voices weren't reaching them.
Yeah, they were all just absorbed on their phones.
And once again, Haru unwittingly provides the solution.
What do you think, Joker?
Well, Yeah, if you can get Emma to display the calling card, that should do it. But how can we do that?
I don't see any other way. I'm gonna have to hack Emma.
So yes, now you're hacking something that has actively gained sentience and is now a god, so that's going to be interesting.
Can you actually do that?
Any other day, I'd say it's impossible. Last time I looked into it, the security protocols around Emma were insane. But I've got to give it a shot. Otherwise, we know what happens with the world.
I recommend tracking down Emma's server room. It's somewhere within Tokyo Radio Tower.
Well, yeah, we may have already seen it on the way in.
That'll be your best shot at getting into Emma. Hacking into her from the inside is much easier than trying to do it from the outside.
All right. We finally got a working game plan.
Yeah. First we hack into Emma.
Then, we send out our calling card to the brainwashed masses.
We're counting on you, Oracle.
Right! Now that we've got a strategy, we should move out. We don't have much time.
What was Ichinose thinking there, though? And Daredevil is back. Yes, one last time. I love this so much. Unfortunately, we might have to abandon it for a moment.
Then let's get down.
Unless it keeps going. Unfortunately, it doesn't keep going. And now it's time for the ultimate hacking battle. Head to the Hall of Contracts. That is the closest place to our destination.
Heading in.
Getting down here.
I recall the server room being around here.
But man, hacking Emma to send out a calling card? Is that really possible?
Better be. I mean, it definitely is. Otherwise, our whole world's done for. Time to start hacking. You guys ready? All right, hacking in. Make sure you back me up.
Here we go, and we get Daredevil for the whole hacking battle as well. I always said that Haru was great for these, so I might switch to her after this. Because her triangle attack no longer consumes ammo. I don't know if I've shown this off very much so far, but yeah. Alright, you get your axe away from Futaba, please. So, while I'm here, I can give my final tangent, and that is something to do with Royal and Strikers. There are two names in the credits for Scenario on both Royal and Strikers, but not in the credits for writing vanilla Persona 5. This leads me to believe that these two writers are responsible not only for Strikers writing, which is incredible, but also Persona 5 Royal, and Persona 5 Royal's new content, which means the third semester and also Akechi's Confidant, which totally redeemed him as a character compared to the original game. Yeah, let's make sure we take out those guys then, because otherwise Futaba is in trouble. Their names are Toru Yorogi and Yusuke Nita, and I would just like to say, please let them write for Persona 6, please. If there's ever a Persona 6, they need to write for it, because just I don't know, this is just something with me, but I've always felt that the writing of Persona 5 Strikers was just incredible. Like, easily some of the best writing that I've seen in the Persona series. It's just like, the group dynamic is just so good. The antagonists are all done very well, the pacing is great. And even though, like, you know, the localization is probably to thank for a lot of that too, the Japanese writing laid most of the groundwork there. And so, yes, so I would like to absolutely just thank Toru Yorogi and Yusuke Nita. And I'd just like to say that Atlas, please hire them for more things. Now, admittedly, I think they did also write for Tactica, and I do think aspects of Tactica were not quite as good in the writing department. Its writing is still solid, I just think that they were just ass areas in terms of the Phantom Thieves. They just didn't really feel totally in character to me. I'm wanting to show off Ryuji's shotgun, charged shotgun, because I never really knew much about it when I first played.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But that is over. And now we can enter the server room itself.
Okay, this room's shadowless.
What, you mean that it's actually worth more than regular base set Pokemon cards, but less than first edition?
I'm about to start hacking into Emma. This is going to take some time. Everything's on the line this time. I'm gonna bust my buns harder than ever with this. We've got your back, Oracle. You're our only hope now. How's it going?
She seems so focused.
Damn it, we almost got it. I found an opening, but the security protocol refreshes too quickly. This thing's processing speeds are off the charts.
So, not too well?
Damn it, if only I was a little better.
Oracle. It's frustrating that we can't lend any assistance.
Yes, it's a shame that none of you studied hacking in the time between the original Persona 5 and this.
Hey there, could I maybe lend a hand?
But we have someone who does.
Ichinose? How did you get here?
Didn't you run into any shadows on the way?
Looks like I still register as Emma's ally to them.
Accidental stealth mode. This is just like what happens in Age of Empires when you've got like diplomacy status sets to like ally with somebody, but you're set to enemy with them and they don't realize.
They acted like I wasn't even there.
But still!
That was very reckless.
Joker, would you mind if I helped out? Thank you, Joker. Sophie, I went and checked the people outside the tower before coming here. Now I know what a real human doll looks like.
Ichinose.
We can talk it over later! Hurry!
Yes, remorse leader, now hacking.
Right, got it.
So, the hacker once feared by the entire world has teamed up with a super genius AI researcher.
Talk about one hell of a turnaround!
You've got it, Futaba. You've got it, Ichinose.
Okay, let's get to work!
Oh, that's so cool. And we'll see the fruits of their efforts next time. I'm sorry to leave you on this cliffhanger, but it had to be done.